Hello, my friend, and welcome back. Today, I feel inspired to talk about our mind as a tool and our hearts as guidance. So, when we are growing up in the matrix, we very much live from our thinking mind because we are never taught that there is something behind that we aren't our thinking mind. So therefore, we have no other choice but then to live from our thinking mind, because that's where we think our emotions come from. That's where our opinions come from. That's where our thoughts come from. And then therefore all of those things add up to our actions. So inevitably, that is where our actions come from, and our actions create our lives along with our thoughts and feelings. So when you are living from your thinking mind without any other awareness that there is another way, how would you ever know? How would you ever want to stop living from your thinking mind? And now awareness to that can come in a lot of different ways. It can build up in a spiritual awakening. Some people experience it when they have a traumatic event like a near-death experience, and they just kind of like awaken like that. It's really different for everyone. For me, I would say the veil was kind of uncovered when I read Eckhart Tolle's book, The Power of Now. And I've spoke about this book before. It's an incredible book, and I highly, highly recommend it. I've gifted it to a few people that I don't think read it, because when you gift something to someone, they can only receive the information that they're ready to receive. But, I just think it's a wonderful book and has really helped me to realize that I am the observer of my thinking mind. And it has just really, really helped in every aspect of my life, because once you realize that there is something behind that thinking mind, that you are actually the observer of your experience, you are not the experience, that it really, really puts the power into your hands. Because once you realize that you are not a slave to your thinking mind, then you can then choose different things. So you may not be able to choose how something makes you feel in the moment. Say something makes you angry. You may not be able to be like, "Oh, I'm not going to be angry anymore. I choose joy." It doesn't exactly work like that. But what will happen is, once you gain the awareness that you are not your emotions and you are not your thoughts and feelings, when something makes you angry, you're able to stop and say, "Oh, I'm angry. Like that made me angry." And once you bring your awareness to the feeling, you can then choose how you act upon that feeling. You may not be able to choose how that made you feel, because our emotions are actually wonderful messengers. And if something made you angry, it obviously triggered something inside of you. And if you want to, you can explore, why did someone cutting me off in traffic make me so angry? Is it because I felt like my safety was in danger in that moment? Or was it because I just didn't want them in front of me? What I'm doing is more important, and I should be going first, and they should be waiting on me. So once you bring your awareness, you're able to ask these questions, and you're able to delve a little bit deeper. And here's a quick tip on how to be able to do that in the moment, because it is not easy. From someone I can speak personally, like when I am triggered, I see red, and it's hard for me to control what's coming out of my mouth and how I feel, and it almost feels like it just snowballs. But something that has helped me immensely is a mindfulness technique called Stop, Pause, Breathe, Be. So once you feel triggered, or once you feel a quote-unquote negative emotion come up, you want to stop, immediately stop, pause, breathe, take a deep breath, and just be. And that quick little exercise takes you out of your thinking mind, where that, emotion is stirring and the thoughts are going around it, and it allows you to drop into your heart, and it allows you to drop back into your awareness and be like, okay, I'm feeling angry right now, or I'm feeling sad, or I'm feeling jealous. Okay, I am aware that I'm feeling this way. What do I want to do? How do I want to act? And I can tell you that when you are feeling something like anger, especially, the best action is no action. Because even after you become aware, that feeling is still coursing through your body. So you are still not completely clear to then use your mind about how you would like to act. So the best action a lot of times in the moment is no action. Just let it go. And if it's something that you let go, and the saying, if it doesn't matter 2 minutes from now, 2 months from now, or 2 years from now, let it go. It's so true. And if it is something that is going to matter, 2 months from now, 2 years from now, experience the feeling and let it go, and then act. Like, say someone did something absolutely devastating to you, and it's something that must be addressed. Addressing it in that moment is not going to yield the results that you're looking for. Now, if you wait, if you let the anger pass, and then you're able to act the way you want to act on it, the way you truly want to act on it in your heart, which could be just expressing to someone that they hurt you. What you did hurt me. You are then able to more likely yield the results that you're looking for. Like, yes, you may be looking for that person to be like, I was so wrong, I'm so sorry, I never meant to do that to you, I never meant to hurt you, which is a lot of times what happens. But, say it doesn't happen. Say they're like, well, oh well, I did it. You are then not coursing with anger in your thinking mind, and then you can just accept it and move on and be like, okay, well, I said my piece. That's all I can do, and let's just move on now. You know how I feel, and we will move forward from here. And that doesn't mean you need to forgive everyone. If someone did something horrendous to you, you have the choice to not have them in your life anymore, or to limit contact with them, or, to limit the contact that you initiate with them. You have that choice. That is your freedom, regardless of how close that person is to you. You have that freedom to choose. You can control how you act and how you can't control how you feel about the situation, but you can control stepping back and then acting accordingly. You can control how you act. So, and I feel that this is very helpful because our emotions come up in a flash. They don't give a warning. Sometimes they build, but a lot of times it's just in the moment, and it happens, and then you get very much into your thinking mind. And our thinking mind is one of the greatest gifts that we have. That is where inspiration comes in. That is where, inspired thoughts come in. And that's where, you're able to stop and think and put things together. Like, our thinking mind is a wonderful, wonderful tool. However, you have to recognize that you are the jockey and your mind is the horse. So, to the jockey, the horse is a wonderful tool. It makes them money, it allows them to race, if they love it, allows them to do what they love, and all of these great things. However, at the end of the day, regardless of the bond, regardless of how much that jockey might love the horse, the jockey understands that the horse is a horse. So we must understand that our mind is a tool. You wouldn't let a power saw just choose whatever it cuts and let it run amok in your house on your project, would you? No. You would take that tool and you would guide that saw to where you want it to cut, to what you want it to do. It's the same thing with our minds. We must take that step back and realize that we are the observer. You are not your mind. You are not your thoughts. You are not your emotions. Remember, emotions are messengers. They are not who you are. And emotions are meant to experience and then to let go. Emotion. Energy in motion. That is what emotions are. That is why they're here to deliver the message. You experience them and you keep them moving. You got to keep them moving. And how you can keep them moving is not to cling to them with your thinking mind, which is easier said than done. When an incident happens and, okay, let's take the car example. Somebody cuts you off in traffic and, it pisses you off. And now for the rest of the day, you're all pissed off. You're like walking around all angry. Someone pissed you off in the morning. That's holding on to that emotion. We need to take that incident and let it go. We only live in the present moment. The past doesn't exist and the future doesn't exist. Only right now. So unless that person is continually cutting you off right now, let it go. That is where your power is to not let someone else's actions control the rest of your emotions for the rest of your day. Like, okay, in that moment, give it to them. Whatever. But if you continue to hold on to that anger, to hold on to that and like reliving that, oh, they cut me off. Oh, it made me so mad. Like, oh, it made me so mad. And you relive it over and over and over in your mind for the rest of the day. That is giving your power to them. Don't do it. Stop. Redirect your mind. Your mind is a horse. So there is a coaching technique called the horseback rider technique, where your thoughts are going and you're like, oh, I feel so out of control and I can't stop. And that you are the jockey. Your mind is the horse. Pull back on the reins. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa. And then what would you do to a horse going in the wrong direction? You would redirect it into the direction that you want to go in. We're busy. We have more things to focus on than little trivial shit that people are doing to us in our lives. Redirect your mind. Your attention is a valuable asset. We talked about this the other day. Redirect your mind into the direction that you want to go on. I'm sure that there are plenty of other more positive things that your mind can be directed towards. Direct your mind towards that. Every time you feel yourself spiraling, pull back on those reins and redirect to where you want to go. Okay, my friends, so that is our message for the day. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Anne, and I hope to see you soon, my friend.